Now let's define integrals containing limits. So how do we solve this? Well, there's nothing really new here except for these limits on the integral sign. What do they mean? Well, first you'll solve it like you always solve a normal integral. Well, you'll do this. Since there is an addition sign between them, you can take the integral of x squared separately and the integral of 1 separately and add them up, just like this. Now, when you do the integration, you'll apply the power rule on this x square, and you'll also apply the power rule over here on this 1 dx. Now that you have these two terms, you'll apply the limits separately on both of them. The limits are, the upper limit is 2 and the lower limit is 1. How will you apply them? Well, first you'll plug in 2 in this x cube over, in this term, x cube over 3. You'll plug in the 2 in place of the x, and then you'll basically subtract from it whatever result you get when you plug in 1 in place of the x. Same goes for this x term. First, you'll plug in the 2 in place of the x, and then from that you'll subtract 1 plugged in the x. So let me just make it a little bit easier what this means. Yeah, this is like a general notation for it. So if you have this, basically what the result of the integration that you get is a function of x, obviously, which is basically this here, this function of x. And obviously then you will basically apply b, the function of b, minus the function of a. And let me show you what happens here. So basically this is what will happen. The final result was x cubed over 3, limits applied of 2 and 1, plus x and limits of 2 and 1. You can take this 3 in the denominator as common. So basically what this turns out to be is 1 over 3 x cubed. Since the 1 over 3 is a constant, you can take it outside. X cubed, 2 and 1, plus x, 2 and 1. Now, this is what happens. Basically, this x cube over here, you'll turn it into 2 cube minus 1 cube, because 2 and 1 are the limits. Similarly over here, this x over here will become 2 minus 1, because first you'll replace the x with 2 minus x replaced with 1. So 2 minus 1. And the final result of all this calculation, well, that turns out to be 10 by 3.